Determine if the series is convergent or divergent. If convergent, what does it converge to? The answer is convergent at negative 114. But why? So if we take 5n minus 100 over 6n and we break it up, right? So you have one fraction and we multiply this by another fraction. Because you can do that, right? They have a common denominator, so when you multiply them, yes. Okay. So we know that 5 over 6, 5 over 6n, 5n to the over 6n can be also be written as 5 over 6 to the n. Okay. And that's just because when you have an exponent, you can say if you have, I don't know, x over 2 squared, when you have these two, if it's squared, it would be x over 2 over x over 2. So x times x would be x squared over 2 times 2, which is 4. So that's why you can just bring up the exponent when you have the exponent the same in the numerator and the denominator. Alrighty, so now that we know that we can bring this n up for both of these, we know that this is a geometric series. And with geometric series, we know that r has to be less than 1 for it to be convergent. And it is. So for this particular, for this one, it converges to 1 over 1 minus 5 over 6. 1 minus r. All right. So, and then same for this value here. We actually have two geometric series. So we have 5 over 6 at the end, but we also have negative 100 times 1 over 6n. And you're like, okay, well, to be geometric, it has to be the whole thing to the n power. But 1 can also be as 1 to the n. It can also be expressed as 1 to the n. Because 1 to any nth power is still 1, right? So we could write this as 1 over 6 to the nth power, because if we distribute this n to the top and the bottom, it would be the same thing as this over here, just multiplied by negative 100, right? So we're going to find that this value is also geometric, right? Geometric, which also converges to 1 over 1 minus 1/6. And this all comes from the fact that in a geometric series that the r value, which is in the parentheses, has to be less than 1. And if it is less than 1, then a, whatever's multiplied by it, so a over 1 minus r. So in this case, we actually have our a, it's being multiplied here. So this series wouldn't be 1 over 1 minus 6, it would be negative 100 over 1 minus 1/6, right? And then for both of these, instead of writing 1, we could actually just write these as, we could put these as common denominators, 6 over 6 instead of 1, so that you could actually subtract these. And then once you get these two values, it equals 114, okay? And this is obviously convergent because you have two series here that are geometric that are less than 1, and if they're less than 1, then it's convergent. So yeah, hope you found this helpful. Have a nice day.